What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of NERd20. Today we are bringing in the big guns from, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, it's either Koplow, like the sound effect, or maybe Koplow Games, the Jumbo 55 millimeter or 50 millimeter d20. This thing is awesome. It's terrifying to roll sometimes, but it's great. It's huge. It's got a good solid amount of weight to it. I'll say this big thing weighs probably about the same as my standard sized zinc metal d20. But I'm not quite as scared to roll this thing on surfaces because the edges are much more round and they don't seem to do as much damage. This one I have had for quite some time. Honestly, I typically use this when I'm playing Magic because I have a custom mat, a gameplay mat, that has a life counter zone that I put the outline of a d20 in, something very similar to this. And I will just set this in there and it fits and I'll spin it down. But because I, cannot help but buy more dice, I've had this one for probably about 5 years. Within about 6 months of that, I went out and I bought the green one to have some competition, keep it company. If someone else didn't have a set of dice for life counters or whatnot, we would just use that. And these serve me pretty well. Then I found out that they have translucent ones. My wife saw online that they have a translucent white with gold numbering, and I finally found it in my local game store here. And I gotta say, this one was never really high on my list because I didn't think it was gonna look nice, but I really like how this one looks, especially with the gold fill and the numbers. It's relatively translucent. Also looks like there's smoke or fog trapped inside here, and because I'm thirsty, it also reminds me of the color of like Fresca, but ignore that. And then that wasn't enough, so because my favorite color has always been and will always be red, they have a translucent red one as well. So I picked this one up about 2 days after the white one to have another one there. So they're really good multi-purpose. They have large numbers, obviously. So it helps if you need to use it as some sort of a counter that you can read. Rolling them is actually just fine. I don't think I've ever tried to roll them in my dice tray. That can be done, and it didn't leave the little dents or dings that my metal dice do, so that's pretty cool. All right. So they range in price. From what I've seen, the standard colored ones, online, it's kind of a crapshoot. I've never seen them top $10. They're usually around like 7 or 8. I think in my local game store I paid probably about 10, but again, I would like to support a local store, so that's where these came in. And these ran me about $14.99 each. So these are also a little bit less expensive if you find them online. But as always, I advocate buying in a local game store if you can, help a local business. If not, or if you just don't want to spend the extra money, by all means, get it online. That is totally your prerogative, and, no one could fault you for that. But they have entire colorways in both styles, I think. I know for a fact that they come in the red, the green, they have a blue, a white, and a black. Those are the only ones I've seen. They might have more. And I believe it's the same for this. So you've got the translucent white and red. I know I've seen the green and the blue, and I think they have a translucent black one that they call smoke. And I think all the translucent ones have gold filling in the numbers. They also just make cool little decorations. I have a shelf not too far here past the camera where I keep knickknacks and stuff, and instead of keeping these in my library / game room, I just brought these out and put them on the shelf out here. No need not to, display a little bit of my nerddom for guests to see and whatnot. But yeah, I love them. And for as big as these are, they seem really consistent. The clear ones, you can tell there's no air bubbles or air pockets in them. But I mean, you could chuck this thing through a wall. It's so heavy. But it's good for rolling. Like I said, it all started with this guy here. But check them out online. If you guys like them, pick one up. Like I said, they can be used for a lot more than rolling. They're really good. They're really good counters here. Matter of fact, let me go in here and I will show you the difference between a normal die. So here is one of my Game Science d20s. And you can tell this thing is a lot bigger. So you can go on Amazon or eBay to get these. Like I said, I've seen them at a lot of local game stores. They're just cool, and they would make a good present too. If you've got a GM or a DM or something who's into D20s, have them, get them one of these as, appreciation if they're doing a good job, or for a birthday present for someone who is maybe a little nerdy like we are. But again, these are from either Koplow or Koplow Games. They're readily available pretty much everywhere. Go and pick some up. But I appreciate you guys watching another video where I ramble for a while about dice. This is NERd20, and I hope to see you guys next time.